Okay, today we're going to talk about doing some casting. Now there's a lot of different things that can be casted. We're going to be casting with silver, and we're going to do some different things. You can cast in salt, you can cast in beans, noodles, broom straw, and we'll show a little bit of that. I want to take a little extra time to go over safety, particularly when you're doing casting, because normally you're using a torch, which is hot, and we know we need to be careful with all that. But when you're doing casting, you're working with molten metal, and a little bit spills on you and it burns. Just, I mean, it's bad, let's say. Okay, if you use a good pair of leather gloves, that'd be for sure to help protect your hands. I recommend standing up when you cast. Don't sit down, so if hot metal happens to roll over, it's not going to get on you. Make sure you wear some type of eye protection. Have water close by so that you can quench things, and have fun. Okay, you can use your old scrap. These are some old jewelry findings that are sterling silver. They're marked sterling, and there's not any call for the old screw on your earring pieces. So these type of findings, now some of them might have some other metal in them. It says sterling, but I know the spring is going to be steel and such as that. These items will have to be taken out. What I'm going to do is melt this down, and then the metal that doesn't melt, I'll take my solder pick and pick it out. Now you'll need a crucible, and it's going to have to be coated on the inside. You're going to have to season it, as they call it. And what you would use is you just take a little bit of boric acid, or not boric acid, excuse me, borax, and put it in there and heat it up and coat the whole inside. This will keep your metal from sticking to the inside of your crucible before you do your casting. Then and when you do cast and you're using pieces like this, you'll want to put a little borax in there with it. The solder and such as that, now they're gonna have some impurities because they use more copper, zinc, and such as that. So you're going to want to use that borax to take those impurities out, and then you might have to rake it off. So anyway, be aware of that. We're not going to go too much into detail on that end, but anyway, we'll get started. Alright, I've had my metal hot. I have me some broom straws here, and what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to make a nice casting. Now when you pour this, make sure that your metal's good and hot, that it's clean. And here we go. You don't have to pour it all in the same place. We got it down in there. Now we're going to pour some water on top of here. Go ahead and pull that down some more. Set this torch off, and we'll see what we got. Alright, we're going to cast another one here. This time we're going to use some beans. Now these beans have been soaked for about 45 minutes or an hour, and we've got about a ounce and a half of silver, and we're just going to pour this all at once. And let's see what happens. Okay, now we did our bean casting and our broom straw casting, and of course there's going to be a lot of little pieces that probably won't be what you want. Just remelt them and cast them again if you want. But you can see now, this is a big piece here, but it's easy enough to take and saw this apart into two separate pieces, or 3 or 4, depending on what you want, or just use part of it and get rid of the rest. The same here, you might want to use it as one, or you might want to use the 2 separate pieces for some kind of jewelry. And they make all different kinds of forms And you can just take and trim these up as you want, say the pieces you want, make you a nice piece of jewelry. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on a few of these. I'll get them all pickled up good, and I'm going to cut on some of them, and we'll see what they look like after they're finished. Okay, well, here we go. We got them all polished up. I trimmed off parts that I didn't want. That's where your design comes in. You just decide which part you want to keep. This one I drilled a little hole in it and put a jump ring. Same thing with this. It's just the easy way to do it. Now, I haven't done anything with these, but you can solder a jump ring on, or drill a hole and set them. You can use these small pieces in other designs, add them to your other designs if you want, or just make them a piece by themselves. And as you can see, I cut the bigger one. I actually cut it into 3 pieces, and these are the pieces that came out. Alright, I've showed you the basics of a couple of different ways of casting, and we went through it pretty fast, but like I say, it's pretty cut and dry as far as how you do it. Now, I want to say, I'll kind of recap on some of it. Whenever we do the broom straw or pine needles, make sure you soak them good before you get started. It seems to work better when the water level is high in your container, so make sure that you've got plenty of water in there so it won't just fall out the bottom. And it's going to take some getting used to. You'll have to adjust your technique. I know when I cast the beans, if I go to dump them in the middle, they tend to want to go towards one side, so I want to start at my closest side where I'm dumping to keep that from happening. And I know if I pour it real slow, you get a lot of small pieces. You don't get your bigger pieces like that. So it depends on what you're looking for. You'll just have to try your techniques, but realize this, you're not losing anything. You can kind of just pan your silver back out, melt it down again, and pour it again if you don't like what you have. And don't be afraid to reshape, cut some off or whatever, and achieve the look you're looking for. Remember, and I want to stress this, I can't stress it too much, practice safe practices when you're doing this, because you're dealing with really hot metal, and you want to be careful with it. Also, for those of you that don't have a torch and you might have a kiln, you could do the same thing with the kiln. You just have to heat your metal up in your kiln and then pour it directly into your cast. There's a bunch of other forms of casting. Maybe I'll get to some of those in a later video. All I say is have fun, be safe, and if you want to learn, check out the Facebook group, Jewelry Design and Techniques. We've got a lot of people on there that have a lot of knowledge. We're always posting videos. We do live feeds and such as that. So that could help you on some of this.